Welcome to the second podcast episode. I have my guest here today, Mike.
Howdy doody. It's your boy, Mike D'Amico, live on the studio today with Brandon Bursell. What a privilege.
How you doing, buddy?
I am doing good. I had this crazy thing where apparently you could be allergic to the pillow you're sleeping on even if it's hypoallergenic. So for the past week, I have not slept at all.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, I was going for an insomnia speed run, and I've been trying to do as many things as I can in a normal day that I would if I did sleep. And
Podcast probably wasn't in your to-do list.
no, it was not, but I had already said yes, and you know how that is for witnesses. We're like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm committed. So I got my nitro cold
Commitment,
brew.
that must be nice.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not used to that one, sorry.
Yeah, same.
Ooh. So where did you want to take this? I'm excited to be a member of the cast.
So, my first thought was taking this. I've been having a fascination lately, I'm not going to lie, with crazy wildlife. In particular, like Australia. Dude, how dangerous is... I should probably mute my phone notifications.
It adds culture. They know you're real.
Yes. Dude, Australia is a crazy place to actually, visit. I don't think I'd ever want to go there because there's just so many animals that can actually kill you. It's ridiculous.
I've seen that, but what if we should, make our own Australian zoo then? What if we just go ahead and just jump ship, bump Australia as a whole? We make our own home Australia. We take, all the spiders, all the snakes, and then we just...
Well, that's what makes Australia Australia.
Well, why go to a zoo if you could go to Australia, right?
That's true.
So then the only reason to go to Australia is because, you wanted to pet some animals. Then, Oh, what else is in Australia? I don't even know.
So, if you want to go, let's just say, to enjoy some water sports or some boating or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you go swimming, you could get eaten by a great white shark because there's tons of sharks there, and those are predatory. Ooh. So they're not afraid of humans.
So, how much research did you put into just animals in Australia? How do you what got you down that path?
My childhood, we'd watched a lot of Animal Planet and Discovery Channel and stuff like that. So, just over the years, I've seen stuff like this, and for some reason, I've just had a re-interest in it, just looking it up and stuff. They have a box jellyfish, it's called.
Yeah.
The Australian box jellyfish.
Yeah.
You have about 4 or 5 minutes of survival time. It pretty much shuts down your entire nervous system if you get stung by it. And the crazy part is you'll never see it coming because they have tentacles that are 10 feet long, but they're probably not any more than a thumbnail big at the body part of it that you usually see for the jellyfish.
Okay.
So it's just, you're swimming there, and next thing you know, you're pretty much dead. And that's why I never want to go to Australia.
Well, that's you're only dead if somebody doesn't pee on it, right?
No, it's one of the most potent venoms on the planet Earth.
Yeah, but isn't the cure to pee on a jellyfish sting?
When it's not that potent.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Yeah. And there's other species or subspecies of box jellyfish that are still poisonous, but you can survive if you're stung by them.
Yeah.
But the Australian jellyfish, box jellyfish, is just a whole other animal of its own.
Oh, that's pretty wild. I didn't know about that.
And then they have crocodiles there.
Yeah. Okay. What's your is that would you call that your favorite dangerous animal? Because that's pretty wild. Or is that
the box jellyfish?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
probably
right now.
It's so crazy.
Ooh.
The fact they can be that small, that long, and yet kill you almost immediately.
Yeah, we didn't have a cool Discovery Channel like that when I was younger. I don't know how old are you? How old are you?
24. I'll be 25.
We're 2 years old. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm 26. Honestly, I felt like every time I went to the Discovery Channel, it was learn now about how aliens and extraterrestrial UFOs have landed on Earth. And it's no, please. I think they actually set up a Discovery Channel 02. They had two separate, because everybody started complaining at the time. I was young enough to start getting into the Discovery Channel.
Okay.
There was enough complaints where it came to a point of we're we're just going to have 2 Discovery Channels. Discovery Channel O2 is only aliens, only extraterrestrials.
That's insane. See, I never heard of that.
Oh, that's why I stopped. If I learned about Australian animals like that,
I think that might have been more Animal Planet, although there was Discovery Channel
Animal
stuff
Planet,
that I would watch.
Okay, that's true. That's
same thing with Shark Week. It's not the same anymore if you watch it.
Like, I never even got
the prime Shark Weeks were like early 2010s.
Yeah.
They had like all the crazy stories on sharks and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, never. I'd replace all the TV show watching with like tons of video games. That was,
okay.
Yeah.
See, I had video games. I watched probably equal amount of TV and video games.
Okay. All right.
So like I wasn't always gaming, but if I wasn't, I was probably watching TV.
Yeah.
But then like I was watching like Discovery Channel and stuff like that. Educational stuff. With your typical Disney Channel.
No, I respect it. I respect it.
10-year-olds watch.
Of course. Well, you had a sister. You feel like that like changed what you watched?
Yeah, it definitely changed some of what I watched. There was like a lot of Hannah Montana on TV and stuff like that.
Best of both worlds. Oh,
yeah.
Please.
But yeah, I used to watch this show. It was wild. It's called Monsters Inside of Me, I think it was.
Oh, was that the like
on Animal Planet? Yeah, it's like the parasites and like. Dude,
nope.
I would watch that before bed and have nightmares.
Nope, I wouldn't watch that, and I would be scared of watching that before bed. Oh goodness, yeah, that's not my cup of tea. I'm not a big horror fan, so that was really gross, double nasty. Not my type.
Yeah, I watch a lot of crazy stuff like that.
Okay,
but that's probably why I have like a fascination with things like jellyfish now.
Yeah.
Which is like not something I talk about. So some of you are probably learning about this now. It's like, what? He knows all about like this one type of jellyfish?
So did you ever like, would you say that got your hobbies going because of that? Like you're a big fisherman, right? So are you like watching these shows like Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, and then you're like, that's it. I gotta go to the blue deeps and start catching these things.
Well, my dad was always into fishing, so that part of it came natural. But I always loved sharks and like other type of marine animals and stuff like that. Although I don't like swimming in water that I can't see because I know there's sharks there.
Okay.
And,
all right, I respect.
And jellyfish.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get a box jellyfish in the States, obviously, but I still don't really want to be stung.
I'm no
by
judge.
A jellyfish.
I'm no judge. I saw what they did in SpongeBob. They weren't friendly.
No, they were not. Dude, I got blocked one time for there's this person that like posts this ridiculous like stuff. Okay. I won't go too far into what he posts. I'll tell you like off screen.
All right, yeah.
But it's a brother. But he would post all this like just crazy take stuff basically.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he was like posting was, "I'm sick and tired of SpongeBob memes." And I like replied to his story. I'm like, "Dude, like SpongeBob's so awesome. Why are you sick of it?" And he's like, "Dude, it's rude. You don't know the context of the post. You don't know this. You don't know that. How dare you assume?" And I'm like, "What? Wait a minute!" And then I got blocked.
Wait, you probably hit some childhood trauma. Like, what's the chance of the story untold is like, yeah, dude, his older brother and the kids in middle school just relentlessly just send him memes all day, and like maybe he's got that PTSD from middle school still brewing in there.
He could. I did ask him like, all right, so like, what's the problem with SpongeBob then?
Too much.
And then he's like, "I don't have time for this," and he just blocked me. So that's kind of cool.
Okay. Ooh, Brandon and I grew up same since we were baby. We basically
we've been together.
You buttoned my diapers. Likewise, actually, I think I buttoned your diapers.
We were pretty young. The Linden days.
When did we meet? Probably like 10, right?
Were you in Linden?
Yeah, I was in Linden.
So however long ago that was.
Wow, we knew each other.
We were both single digits at that point.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So it's a pretty nice throwback to, I guess, think about where we started. I remember like just going out to like Free Fall, which is now totally permanently closed down. I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Probably had like some
yeast infections growing in there or something.
Well, there was definitely that. There's 100% that. But I know like if you like snapped your ankle and they got sued, even though there's like all the waivers and warranties and stuff, you could really like shut down a company, which is kind of a bummer because that was like our playground. That stuff. Oh, if you could do a flip.
Dude, remember the crazy dodgeball matches we used to have?
Oh Yes, it felt like a Mexican standoff because of like having 30 people on every side, and the middle schoolers too. But they signed their waivers, so it's not our fault.
No.
Yep.
Headshots were legal.
Yeah, no takebacks on that one. I felt like that was the best way to blow off steam back in the day. And I am I'm keeping that. That was a trophy of honor back in the day. If you were
that was
cool.
Sometimes we used to like match it up where it was like us versus the middle schoolers, and like we always won. I mean,
they chose that though. That was their idea.
I don't remember who chose that.
Yeah, no,
it was their idea.
The middle school kids the middle school kids would be like, hey, look, all the big guys are on that side. Let's put them there. Like they could tell we were friends, and so they were cool with it. It was Munchkin. It was a Munchkin war.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a war of nutrition. But we won, so I think that's pretty solid right there.
Yeah, I don't know if we could brag about that one.
I've had a couple competitive stories like that where it's like, I don't know if I should brag about that or.
Did it feel good? Yes. Is it something I would?
All right, story time. So I went up to a family vacation in Lake George. It's like one of the Finger Lakes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is a Finger Lake, but it's like all in that vicinity. I think it's on Lakes. I forget if it's Lake George or Seneca. It's one of those places. But anyways, there's a winter festival there, like in February, where they just had like a chicken wing eating contest, polar plunge, like all a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they had there was a person foosball tournament. So you could sign up your own team.
Whoa.
It was pretty much like a huge giant box that they made.
Yeah.
With poles that slide back and forth. And you're the player. So you slide back and forth, kick the ball. There's a goalie.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's literally foosball, but just with people in. So anyways, we started playing, but we joined the tournament kind of late. So we couldn't play against some of the other better competition.
Yeah.
Our first 2 games were against younger kids.
Yeah.
There's this one, I think it was like a Girl Scout group, or maybe it was a Boy Scout, I forget what it was, but it was a bunch of like younger kids with 2 moms. And they're like, oh, we're going to sign up for this. I think we beat them like 11-2.
So,
and so me and my aunt were like the offense. We were in charge of scoring goals. And we were just running it up. And my uncle and dad were like, guys, you might want to slow down a little bit. And we're like, no, goal number 9, goal 10.
All I'm trying to say here is what I heard from your
Winning
story.
feels great, but sometimes you shouldn't brag about it. That's the moral of the story.
All I heard from your story is you're just glad you didn't run into the kids with the 2 dads. That's all I'm hearing.
Yes, because that could have been a little bit different.
You got the kids from the 2 dads. Oh, bro.
Yeah. And then we played another team, and they just weren't athletic, and I think also ran the score up like.
Well, you got double mom Timmy. That's obviously double mom Timmy is not going to be as tough as like, double dad Reggie. If you got double dad Reggie, I think you would have been in trouble. That's all. Who knows?
Maybe. They had soccer like.
Oh, were they
so I feel like they might have played soccer, but I mean at that point you're like an adult versus little kids.
Gotcha.
Like, but yeah.
No take backs.
No take backs. That was story time.
Ooh, yeah. No, I don't think I've really gotten any. I prefer to punch up if I can. So most of my clocking middle schooler stories are just not. Actually, one time I did. Okay, there is something that was pretty good. I was actually having a terrible day, so I went over free fall, and the idea was, hey, just get a few of my close buddies, and we'll go blow off some steam. We'll play free fall. We went into the dodgeball ring, and the very first game, we're all going out. We jump to the center. We go grab the ball. The coach blows the whistle. And without looking, I touch the back wall, and I like Zeus bolt as far as I can. I throw immediately from the back wall as much strength as I possibly could, and I just like nailed it. It wasn't intentional, but I nailed this kid mid-flight, and you just hear, It just so happens that youngin was the first person to come up to me. Before that, I was like, whatever you do, don't get me out because my dad's here. And unintentionally, right?
Listen, I'm sorry. unintentionally or not, when a little kid tells you that, you just got to get him out.
I would have. I was going to honor it, but like there was a non-prejudicial. I'm just gonna throw this ball as hard as I can, and genuinely, it was him. He came up to me afterwards. Again, this is on the bad day, so this was like it hit pretty good. He's like, "How old are you?" And I think at that time I was like 20, 21. He comes up, he's like, "So you're 21, right?" "Yeah, I'm 21." "Yeah." And it's like, "Well, I'm 12." "And you just got me out, so you're a big loser." What are you gonna say to that? So at that point, I was basically like, "You know what? You're right." It's like, "You should meet my dad." I was like, I would prefer not to, thank you. It's like,
he wanted to get you beat up for that.
Well, don't get me out again. It's like, it felt so awful. It's like, no, please. Have mercy. It's already been a terrible day. But
that goes to another tangent of mine.
Oh, yeah?
Going back to like, oh, it's just a 12-year-old kid, and he didn't want to get out in front of his dad.
Yeah.
What's up with all these participation trophies?
Ooh.
When we grew up, we had to work for whatever sport you played in, whatever you did.
Yeah.
You didn't automatically get first place. Video game, you had to work.
Yeah.
You had to get to that point. And now they're just like, oh, you participated and fell in last place of 100. Here's a little trophy.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. So in my mind, I'm kind of like, well,
yeah,
the little kid needs to learn sometimes that he needs to catch the ball if you're going to throw it at him.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right about that. I feel like no one really remembered second when I was in school. Still the same.
You know what they say about second place? It's the first place loser.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not saying you should go out and at all costs get first place and win, right? But at the same time,
it has its place. If you're going
at the same time, if you're going competitive, you can't expect to place middle of the pack and be like, oh, great. Here's a trophy for your effort.
I feel like it depends. Because there was like a lot of good that came out of participation trophies. Like on a totally real, I'm usually not like serious, but to the extent where I felt like the kids who were in my high school group were like genuinely great people that with some of life circumstances just did not have the opportunity to ever truly perform in a manner. Like it was gym class, but they were like, to them football was everything. So if they got to play with the football team, it was like it was the equivalent of like a radio story almost.
Yeah.
And so they got a trophy, and it was like, I just feel like that was like on their wall. Their mom and dad put it on the refrigerator, and like that. Like I look back, it's like
it can build morale. It can build morale like that, but at the same time, then it creates a generation of soft people that think.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So we have let's bully the kids who know what they're doing.
I'm not saying bully, but
No. I'm saying bully.
Oh, you're saying
I'll
bully?
take credit for that one.
And you know what? I'll join them.
Yeah, whenever somebody knows what they think they're doing and they're good, that's when you gotta kick it in.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thing with like participation trophies and stuff.
Yeah,
sometimes you just gotta learn your way and figure it out and grind down.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like you saw that when you were going, the old grind and trying to get with hockey and stuff, or
yeah, they have like individual awards at tournaments. Like this person got the most penalties, this person scored the most goals. They like some people get recognized on like an individual level for like actual like good accomplished things.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't win first place, you don't win any other trophy. There's no consolation prize. You know what I mean? So it's like either
there wasn't.
You win first place or you don't.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most of my
at the same time. Yeah. The weekend itself of any hockey tournament is really fun. Even if you don't win, you have great association. There's so many great people. You hang out. There's like so many things to do.
Hey, are you getting shout outs from? Are you building your your hockey viewer base? Is that what this is?
No.
Yo, shout out to my boy Phil Wazowski.
Via Zoric,
yeah.
He joined our hall recently.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing the podcast is probably like 95% witnesses that are going to listen. Is my guess.
Yeah.
That's probably your crew. Do you have a viewer count, or is that?
So I have an Instagram page right now.
Cool.
And I have that private, so I can kind of censor. So I'm only trying to let people I know,
Oh,
people
sure.
that know people.
Yeah, why
So
not?
it's mostly just witnesses. Once I put on Spotify, like each episode, anyone can hear it, but it's probably gonna get lost in the database of so many that unless you're going to look for it,
Yeah, right.
it's really not gonna be
That's
seen.
kind of a fun thing to do. I mean, I
yeah,
feel
like I just listen. My goal with this is I would love to just talk to people and have great conversation.
Yeah.
And meet different people with it.
I know many people doing a podcast, so it's kind of funny to go into any form of talk show co-host deal. It's like, oh, neat.
Yeah, there's like a few podcasts that are out there that I know people that like run them. I haven't really listened to much of them, to be honest. Yeah. If you're listening to mine, thanks. But yeah, my main goal with this is just to have fun with it, really.
Yeah. That's
hopefully at some point. Right now, I only have 2 mics. There's only 2 mic jacks on there, but I'd like to get ones where I can like plug in an adapter and maybe have like 2 mic things that shoot out, so I can have 4 mics total.
Yeah, well, once you get that first check in the mail after you get so many viewers and sponsors.
Yeah, once Spotify gives me some money.
Yeah, when you get the Spotify bank and your piggy bank is absolutely massive, we could take it up a notch. This was a pretty good setup because I feel like despite 2 people, I don't watch many podcasts, but there's pretty much only 2 to ever begin with anyway.
Yeah, there's usually like 2, 3, maybe 4, depending on what it is.
Oh yeah, is that standard? Or I
think 2 to 3 is pretty standard, but it's not uncommon to see 4.
Hey, quick question.
The first episode, we had 7 of us in here, surrounded around the table, and the mics were like kind of in the middle, and everyone just had to like shout essentially. Yeah. So the audio in the first episode is not going to be as good.
As the audio. Yeah, that's pretty fair.
In this, plus that was like the first run.
Yeah.
Now I have it kind of an idea of what's going on.
What's your average episode count time? So you shoot for like an hour, 30 minutes.
So I mean, talking about anything.
Yeah.
Really, if we sit here and talk for 3 hours, or we sit here and talk for 30 minutes.
3 episodes.
Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
So there's no like to me. There's no hard count.
Yeah.
The first episode is looking to be about 36 minutes.
Okay. I mean, if we clock 30 minutes of
yeah. Well, I mean, we're just about there now. Actually.
Are we actually?
Yeah. Well, 25 minutes.
Wow. Hey, question for you. When somebody, and I'm asking for a friend, when somebody has to use the bathroom on a podcast.
There questions?
Ooh, do you have?
Is my grandmother that commented on it?
Your grandmother?
Yeah.
On your podcast?
On the Instagram page where I asked the questions, she said, "Talk about girls."
Ooh, spicy grandma. Good one.
She's been on this kick, so basically her health isn't the best.
Yeah.
I've been spending 2 nights a week over there, spending the night just to help her out with like, whatever she needs help with. And over the last like 2-3 months, she's gone a very specific course every time we talk.
So grandma wants to see a wedding before
she wants to see a wedding before. No, literally. Okay, so here's story time. I know she's gonna listen and she's gonna love me talking about her.
Grandma.
So
inspo.
Before I was even a thought, she got cancer.
Oh.
And she wasn't sure if she was ever gonna have a grandchild and all this stuff.
Yeah.
She beat it. And then from there, my parents conceived me and they told her. So it was like the best news ever. I beat cancer. I'm going to be a grandma. And then I was born, and then she had some more cancer issues arise and stuff like that. And she's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see him get into school. Well, she saw me enter school.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to see her or see him enter, his teen years. Well, she saw me enter my teen years. I don't know if I'm ever going to see him drive. Because she's had multiple cancer battles and bouts and reflares and stuff. That's why she was always unsure over the years.
Yeah.
So then she saw me drive. Then she saw me graduate. She saw me turn 21, so now I can go out and stuff. Now her last bucket list is, when are you gonna get married?
All right, sisters, you heard it first from the podcast. Grandma, being the main inspiration, is selling the soul of Brandon Purcell to the highest bidder. Who will buy? Come on, make Grandma proud. Make Grandma proud, sisters. She don't got long. Well, I don't know about that. But make Grandma proud. She wants to see some life affairs get in order.
She wants to see some stuff, and I find that absolutely hilarious.
Brandon, can you tell me more about yourself? Let's share it. Come on.
Oh,
yeah. So give me
are we building
your
a dating profile right now?
Yes. Give me your number one hobby. What you like to do? What's fun?
Well,
I know
this might be kind of hard for some people to believe.
I know you do. You do a lot.
But
you have a lot to pick from here.
I like hockey.
I remember.
I
thought of hockey.
I watch. I love fishing.
Yes. Ooh.
We're in the garage. My studio is the garage, and we were talking about it before we started.
Yeah.
There's a fake Corona bottle on the wall.
Don't tell them all your secrets.
There's fishing stuff in the corner there. There's hockey stuff over there. And Mike's like, "Yo, this is like quite a studio." It literally in pictures who you are, and we're just sitting here talking.
Yeah, for the listenership who is listening, this basement is the embodiment of what I thought Brandon Bursell was as a human being. And pretty much every hobby is right here in the basement, and every pastime fun activity that he would also do is also right here in the basement. So yeah. I feel like
there's a lot of beach stuff. I love the beach.
Yeah, we got closer just the moment I walked in this room. I was like, oh, I know you so well.
But yeah, I like fishing. I like the beach.
Yeah. Well, I see just besides the fun pastimes there, you definitely have a heart of gold. You said you were visiting Grandma twice a week. How long have you been doing that?
Probably the last 4 or 5 months now.
Oh, you sweetheart. and then you said you were 2 years younger, so you're 24 right now. Okay. Yeah. All right. You I don't want to ask for a specific type, because every time, that is a hard. So I feel like I know the answer, but before you answer that, don't answer that.
No, I don't know if that's a good idea to answer that.
Do not. Well, I have learned something. That talking about women in front of other women is kind of the equivalent of playing Minesweeper with real mines, and the only thing you have to find out if it's a mine or not is if you get a broomstick and you just start poking at it. So we don't want to play that game. We're not that good at Minesweeper. We don't want to step nowhere. But I will say, quite an impressive resume. I mean, I feel like if you're that self-sacrificing, you're currently employed, right?
Yeah.
What's your job?
I work at Lowe's.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna try to get into real estate though. Take some classes and whatnot.
Oh, that's awesome. Ambition. Oh my goodness, making it happen. Very nice. Yep. Very impressive.
And now I got podcasts under my resume.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's something not many people do, that I feel like have you ever looked into statistics for side hustle when it comes to podcast, or is that just
I know there's a lot of money if you're good and you build your following.
Well, I've seen Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, Theo Von's. You're not very
Yeah.
That's probably not the goal, so I'm probably not going to make any real bank off the podcast.
Yeah, I mean you're giving an entirely different type of content too.
Yeah.
I mean it's really what applies to the viewership. I get you.
So, but yeah,
might meet your first chica here though. Oh, how do you know Brandon Purcell? All his podcasts,
and the way he talks. He has a fascination with jellyfish.
He loves his grandma. Can't get enough, Grammy. Thank you, Grandma, for this massive inspiration. Shout out to Grandma.
Yeah, Grandma just started a whole segment right here.
Wow. I'm privileged to be in the viewership of Grandma right now. Actually, come to think of it. So cool beans. All right, Brandon. What a resume.
Some might say that.
Yeah. Next section. So do you think do you think dating then is something you'd be up to?
Definitely something I'm up to.
Yeah, open mind to that. Yeah.
Open mind to that, yeah. But I'm not going to go after anyone that don't see any real potential in.
Oh yeah, you want
You
to,
know what I mean?
So
Like,
if you're going for something, it's best if it's worth being loved.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking my time with it. It's not something that I'm rushing or, trying to just hop in there just to be out there.
Yeah, Bursell, we know you ain't desperate. Come on, come on. No, I respect it. It's definitely better to be sure, especially if you're trying to do it the right way. So
Yeah.
that's solid.
There's so many people that don't do it the right way or with the best intentions.
How are we gonna make Grammy proud though? No, I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a bad joke. No, make Grammy proud by finding the Witness girls. Let's go. Same boat. Yeah, I like that. I do. I could respect that. That's definitely the right way to go.
But yeah, there's so many people that don't do it the right way or, put half an effort into that, and I'm just trying to avoid running into someone like that.
Yeah. No, I'm no judge. I just know that it takes a special person. That's for sure. Absolutely. So, okay. So, what do you think? What's your favorite way to go meet new people?
That's a hard one.
You said you did a lot of hockey. I'm guessing
there's a lot of hockey, so there's a good community. There's fans there. There's like little after parties that more people attend.
Ah, that's always nice. Yeah.
So that's always nice to meet new people. Other than that, I don't know that I've put myself in the best situations to meet many new people. At least recently, I've just kind of been doing my own little thing and keeping my head.
The party is never the best place to.
Yeah,
I understand. No, very nice though. I mean, it just sounds like I've known you to be Central Bethlehem now for quite some time. We were at the East Bethlehem merged, and then let's see. I knew you did hockey. Fishing is probably more of with the boys thing. Yeah, I'm guessing. Unless if you shout out to the sisters who like the fish.
They're out there.
Get your tackle box. we need.
I supply free tackle boxes.
Maybe the joke's on us, Brandon. Like maybe we should have pioneered like JW meetups are us.
Dude, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, we could have we could get our application going. Brandon, Central Bethlehem, 24, loves
West
to fish.
Bethlehem. I'm in your hall now.
Oh, that's sorry. I'm reflecting on all the old memories. That's my fault. So yeah, they could just look up your profile now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What would you put into what'd you say, like a Toys R Us?
Oh yeah. I was just thinking of a good name. I feel like Toys R Us always stuck. So I feel like JW's R Us would be a pretty hilarious dating app name.
That would be
I wouldn't want to. Yeah, JW meetups hilarious. But I don't. I think that actually was. Now I've never. Obviously,
I've heard that there is
I've heard there was
something.
I actually don't know what it is because I never looked it up, and I just it's not really it's not
practical.
really my style, I guess. But I always
you don't want to meet women on the internet.
I appreciate the idea. I feel like being connected is more important than ever. It's just the way you want to do it is like
probably in person and not on some sketchy website.
Yeah, actually, I don't even have much. I never even was on much social media to begin with, so besides WhatsApp, WhatsApp's been fire.
I got rid of a lot of social media. I'm only on Instagram.
Yeah, I'd say Instagram would probably be if I had to go to a social media, probably Instagram, man. Yeah. The pictures, 1,000 words, you get to really kind of share in a way without having to write a ton of paragraphs.
Yeah. I got rid of Twitter. That was just too much toxicness.
Oh, okay.
I got rid of TikTok. I was spending too much time on there. And then they banned it anyway, so I mean, you can't really use it.
You did yourself a favor, it sounds like.
And there's Facebook. I never really used Facebook anyways. So
Facebook
I kind of just
Marketplace, maybe.
There's some good finds on there. Yeah. But I've pretty much gotten rid of all of it except Instagram at this point.
Yeah.
I still have Snapchat, but I don't.
Well, so I'm not downplaying social media. Hear me out. I think social media is fire, especially when you're trying to keep in touch with a lot of people that you run into. I feel like these past couple of months, maybe within my last year, I have really decided to try to use WhatsApp. And so it's kind of cool. I recently swapped up my phone. Samsung had this awesome messaging capability.
I think there's a lot of iPhone users listening on this
Oh
pod.
no! don't cancel.
At least me.
Don't cancel culture, please. What I'm about to say.
I don't do cancel culture, so you're good.
Oh, okay, but I don't think that's our choice.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, people either decide to listen to you or
Oh
not.
no. Well, there's this one app called Reach I started using recently where you're able to go either over WhatsApp or your standard like SMS messaging or RCS messaging, and then message as many people as you want. So it was like this industrial grade app called Reach, and basically, like if I set up like a volleyball thing, for example, which I haven't done in a while, to be fair. But
that's always fun.
Yeah, I love doing that kind of stuff. But to the extent of you could send out like 50 messages without it being in a group chat and use their title. And I'm not endorsing this or sponsoring this in any way. It was actually just because Samsung apps used to be able to do the exact same thing this industrial app did. And then they're like, nah, guys, we're doing away with it. Samsung was done with their messaging app. But you used to be able to hide the sender, kind of like an email. Where like if you send out an email to a large group, you could hit BBC and nobody would know who was there. And it was like super private, super personal. You could like get your own conversations going with your friends, and that was awesome. But then, yeah, I swapped to a OnePlus, which hardware wise is awesome, super snappy. But then they used Google Messages, and it made me mad. So, yeah, shout out to Reach. That was kind of cool.
We're not endorsing it. Well, I mean, I guess we can't really sponsor it because we don't have permission to. But check it out, I guess, if you have a Samsung.
Yeah, if you like to get large group events together that are like 40 plus people, then that's definitely been my go-to. Yeah, because otherwise, I forgot. I went to text a couple, and when I did it in Google Messages, it was like I set my message up, but when you time it, right? Because you could send timed messages. If I know I'm going to text somebody like 3 weeks in advance, I will create a chat. And with Samsung Messages, you used to create a chat and it would be invisible until you send the message. So I did that just recently. I was like, okay, I'm going to reach out to this couple in 3 weeks. That's where my schedule opens up. And then I did that. I put them in the group chat with myself, put my message in. They saw the group chat got created, even though the message never sent. They left my group because I just created this group chat. Everybody's in the group chat, right? Yeah. And then, right, the message doesn't send at all. So they're just like, okay, why?
This is kind of random.
Why did you create a group chat? It's like, oh yeah, because in 3 weeks I was going to try to hang out with you. It's like, oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Well, in the meantime, you left me, so I don't know if I want to hang out with you anymore.
Not true. Whoa.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
I feel like that is more along the lines of like, I was previously dating, so I, try to take time, just whoever, that kind of stuff happens. So, nope, I am back to creating big group events and expanding the social circle. So we're having a lot of fun with that.
You're doing you can talk about kickball, or not kickball, dodgeball.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We, and I say we as in me, and I believe I gotta go back. We set up an Evite, and we rolled it over from the last time we did a dodgeball tournament. We got about 210 invites out amongst the both of us, and about 60 players who are currently going for it. Sorry, there's like a fuzzy on my phone, and there's no other way to get it off except by blowing on it. there's just no way. Okay, yeah. So we got quite a number. I'd say 225 invites, and then 60 yeses. And really the goal with that is to meet and just expand the social. Who doesn't like a good game of dodgeball? So,
do you guys include headshots?
So last time, no. This time,
that's probably what people want to hear.
We have
it's safer.
We have the rules,
but
I don't remember.
Like I said earlier, sometimes, if you're playing competitive games, you got to be competitive.
Well, I mean, you get the really classy guys who are able to block every ball with their head. So, no, but it's yeah. Hold on, I have the rules. Last year I did this. I didn't have the rules posted. That was my fault. I kind of just figured like most stuff would be standard. I was very wrong.
There's so many questions. When do we run to get the balls? When do we do this? When do we do that?
Yeah,
What's the tiebreaker?
It looks like if you get shot, get a headshot, you're pretty much just out now. Everyone knows that's not even the best place. You gotta go for the legs. Gotta go for the legs. Headshots stink, but assuming it's a headshot, you're probably gonna be able to catch it.
Yeah.
If it's right in front of your face, then you don't catch it.
If it's down low, then you gotta.
You deserve to get headshot. How about that?
You know what? That's a valid point. You just gotta get the hands up. That's simple.
Yeah. Now you know. Viewership. Now you know. Also, you're invited. It's February 22nd. So if this happens to come out I don't know, before
it'll be out before, because that's the 22nd. Yes, I'm hopefully getting
got
this.
A few weeks.
This weekend posted. So
yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice to keep active to be in a new group. So if you want to meet a bunch of new cool people you never met before, that you could probably like. Out of all those 225 people, by the way, I've met all of them. So that's one of those things where if you see like a little tag, like a WBPA by the Evite list, that's just how I categorize most of my contacts, so I could remember and then try.
So it's also safe though, because you're not like just putting it out there online.
Oh no, yeah, this
like, you've met everyone,
yeah,
you know everyone.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, some people would not believe that, but I have definitely taken some time to really try to be a social person. So, nope, I know everybody, and I want that opportunity to be for everyone else. I just feel like my life has been so enriched by meeting so many different people that if I could share that, that would be a nice goal of mine.
We should travel places and like just visit halls. That'd be kind of cool.
It comes with its pluses, and it really depends. I like visiting when I know the speaker. That's always really nice to show some support. Unless if it's a touristy area, I had a ton of fun down in Puerto Rico. We went to a San
Puerto
Juan.
Rico or DR?
Both. I went to both. I didn't get to go to DR.
I've been to DR for like 8 hours on a cruise pit stop.
Oh, okay.
But I've been to Puerto Rico twice.
There's two Kingdom Halls in DR, one in Sosua, the other on like further west side, I think. But where we were staying was 45 minutes, and we have to go off resort, which is
okay. Not recommended.
It's really a matter if you know the locals and if you can get in touch with the congregation. That would be something I would feel more comfortable doing. But with Puerto Rico, it was so American because it really felt like you were in America because
technically it is part of America,
it is, right? But like you still felt the culture. Like it wasn't America, but it had all the American subsidies that you would be used to. Like you had a Starbucks,
and you can use your cell phone and like everything there. Nothing changes.
Oh no, yeah, it was awesome. I loved Puerto Rico. I didn't get a chance to go back. I pretty much only went to DR these last couple of months.
So I was there in 2022, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I went for like a long weekend with some friends. It was a great time, but we only mostly stayed in San Juan.
Yeah.
And then on the cruise again that I went to DR, we made a pit stop in Puerto Rico the day before.
Yeah.
So again, I got like 8 hours there last year. And it was in San Juan. I want to go and explore like other parts of Puerto Rico, like the more beachy areas and the forests.
Oh, I hear they got like the cool. I heard they had the Puerto Rico has like 3 out of 5 bioluminescent bays. Like for overall like tourism stuff to check out, like Puerto Rico was awesome.
The Spanish culture is so fun too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, come on.
The dancing.
Yes. Any day ever.
Going out to whatever like street vendors they have. With
social opportunities.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun.
That culture everywhere, any day ever. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very welcoming.
Yeah. Warm, immediately warm. And if you don't have plans, they'll be like, yeah, you have plans now, and then you get to hang out with the whole congregation because they're just all chill.
I know people down there. They actually play hockey. They come up to play with us.
Oh really?
But they live down there.
Oh, well, that's really cool. Have to introduce me some. Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. J Par and I don't know if Trent lives there anymore. I think he might be in New York. He might be down there. I don't know. He just got married.
Okay,
but,
cool.
I know the two of them were down there forever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just love it down there so much.
Hmm.
Every time I go down to Puerto Rico, it's just like so much fun.
What would be your next venture if you had to pick some spot, go somewhere new? Seems
That's a
like you like Spanish culture a
that's a
lot.
good one. I do
Yeah.
love the Spanish culture. Um, Part of me would like to go down there to like the Caribbean area and check out like another island.
Yeah.
But the other part of me wants to do something maybe more like Europe.
Yeah. That
I
makes
would
sense.
love to do like Italy and like see what is it? Is it Naples or whatever? And like some of the places on the
Yeah.
water that are
Ooh,
like real famous.
man. Really want to go to Sweden or like Iceland. I heard was gorgeous.
I heard Iceland's nice.
Yeah.
You know they switched those names up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, they have
There
the
was
whole
like a whole
section.
history behind it.
I don't even trust my history book anymore, though.
That's fair.
They say history was written by the winners, so.
Yeah, apparently I guess Greenland is more ice
Yeah.
and frozen,
Yep.
and Iceland is more nice and built up and
Yeah.
not ice.
I totally get it. Well, after a while, my only concern is like America getting banned from most touristy areas in general.
Yeah.
Have you seen that in the news where it's like, yeah, certain areas in Japan, you just can't go. If you're an American
Mhm.
with an American passport, not allowed.
Yeah.
Just because of the overall reputation that most tourists have gotten from other tourists. Bummer. But yeah, no, that's one of those things. Kind of a.
But yeah, I think I would like to do
look out for that.
in Italy or maybe a Greece. I have
That's
my
nice.
mom's side's from Greece, so
Yeah.
and last time I was there, I was like maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So it'd be a different experience.
Gotcha.
They're going through some crazy times right now.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it like?
The island of Santorini,
Yeah.
I guess, is experiencing a lot of earthquakes, but like underwater earthquakes, and there's like a big volcano there.
Yeah.
And I guess they had to evacuate a lot of the people on the island.
Ooh.
And they don't really know exactly what's going to happen. They're saying it's going to erupt. Some of them saying it's not. It's just earthquakes.
Well, if you get an earthquake, you can't. You might. It's by shore.
Yeah, it's by. Well, I mean, it's an island.
Well, then yeah, you're like
Yeah.
subject to tsunamis and
Yeah.
stuff like
Well,
that.
that's what they're saying. They could have tsunamis.
Yeah.
The volcano could erupt. There's like a bunch of things that could go on right now.
Oh, gross! Nope, get out.
Yeah.
Flee. Go to
Flee
the
while you can.
mountains.
Get to the mainland.
Yeah, get to the main. Oh, cool.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have known that other than the fact that my grandma, again, shout out grandma,
Yeah,
she
go
watches
grandma.
all her Greek news and keeps up with stuff back home.
Oh, really cool. Okay.
So,
Well, hopefully you could introduce me one day. I do have an appointment later on.
okay.
That if I could prep for it just a little bit would be super handy. So, do you have any maybe concluding remarks? Maybe we could clock this no more than 10 minutes from now.
Yeah. Let's see.
Unless if you wanted to let me hit up one more topic, because 10 minutes, we could do a lot of damage in 10 minutes.
We can do a lot of damage. You pick a topic, because I've kind of been...
Oh, okay. All right. So I was somebody who had a pretty high strain job. And so what I did was I did a pharmaceutical design. And that was quite an opening to trying to be a better student, trying to be a better worker. So I ran into this really fascinating topic of memory arts.
Mhm.
And funny enough, I actually studied, I was going for memory because on one of it was like a 1950s Watchtower article. And if you search up memory in the Watchtower online library, you'll be able to find the same article I found, but it was endorsing memory techniques. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. It's not something I know much about, but I want to be able to remember what I'm seeing. I just felt like I was hit with a lot of information. So I was like, let me see if I can get better at this. And one of the coolest things I found with the time I had was this place called Loki. And I might have mentioned it before. It goes by several names. I just call it Places. I think that's just easier to say.
Okay.
But in essence, here's how it works. You would go through an area you know really, really well, and then you would take something that you wanted to remember, and you would kind of put it in a place you remember. Hence the name Places. So, for example, you might wake up in your bedroom, go to the bathroom, and then as you're going through your daily routine to go to work, you're going through the hallway, you're going down the stairs, you're going into the kitchen, then you're going into the garage, and you're going to your work, right? So in every room of your daily routine, as an example, just like starting out, you could put like a few objects. Say I wanted to remember, a list for groceries. I could put an orange in my desk drawer before I go and grab my bracelet. I could put and you could mix up whatever you'd like in there. Like the bracelet could be the orange, right? The more obscene, crazy, abstract ideas that you fit inside of what you already know,
the easier it is to
exactly right.
recall.
And what it boils down to is actually a type of data encoding. So you got these guys, and it's so effective. You got these guys who are using these techniques for medical school. They got kicked out because they were suspected of cheating after being able to recite paragraphs out of their books. This wasn't even like an obscure thing. You think, oh, well, only a genius could do that? No. They took brain scans. I'm also a big fan of neuroscience. They took brain scans from the top leading world specialists. There was 8 of them that had scored the most medals for mnemonic training. And mnemonics just stands for right memory training. And these were the guys who could count like 56 decks of cards in chronological order with a minimal amount of mistakes. In fact, counting a deck of cards, by the way, like from start to finish, is a normal trait that most people could do. Which is, I did not know that, but with training, easy. We're not really subjected to it. But at least starting out, these guys got kicked out of school because of how effective it was for just retaining information.
They're probably trying to plead their case pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But what a lot of the memory arts guys do is they'll go, and the way you practice is you go on to find things you don't know that don't take much understanding. For example, if I wanted to practice, I might go to the periodic table, right? The periodic table will stay the same for, however long. We might get one extra thing here or there, or might learn something new. But say I wanted to remember something and I need to teach myself to encode it, I might go to the periodic table, memorize the entire periodic table, and they have like stat track times where it's like, memorize the entire periodic table in 30 minutes, use this technique. Or, the Morse code, because it never changes, right? Those things that they pretty much stay the same, those are like prime ways to train your memory. So you could remember 50 some flags of different countries. Well, because why not? If you don't know it, that's how you train. You literally just take information you never knew. And it's the equivalent of when you take a deck of cards, you memorize all 52, you shuffle it, you do it again. And that's how you keep practicing. It's crazy.
That's wild. So you can essentially pretty much remember anything in order that you have to.
Yes.
If you put objects to it and little side quests to remember.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's a really impressive field. I almost wish I had more training in it before my job. I wish you see that in public school. But no, yeah, just getting into that now. Otherwise,
have you found it effective? Have you remembered more things?
Extremely. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Saved my my butt quite a lot. That and note-taking, but I think anyone who's talked to me in the last couple months knows I'm a note-taking fiend. It's a great way to study. So, but 100% memory training is fascinating and highly flashy. So I feel like that's something that really grabs attention fast. If you can count a whole deck of cards in front of somebody, that's like a party trick. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you're with that crowd, I mean, you can shotgun a drink too, and you'll be crazed.
And then, people still be like, "Whoa, oh my god, that's so cool."
Yeah, right. It's just neat. It's out of the ordinary, but it 100% exists, and anyone could do it.
You know what? Also is out of. I mean, I'd say it's not ordinary. It's not something you see quite frequent that you can also do.
Yeah.
Is throwing the fire. I forget what it's called.
Throw what in the fire?
Or the thing where you throw fire around you or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got into. Oh goodness, I'm gonna make me blush. Yeah, Polynesian fire swinging. They call it poi. I told my dad. Funny story. Here's how it began. I told my dad, I was like, Dad, listen, I want to do something for the middle school talent show, and I don't have any talent. Can you help me?
That's quite a pitch.
No, that was exactly how I said it.
Yeah.
My dad's like, hold up, dude, I got you. And of course, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but
Yeah.
basically, he's like, give me a moment, I'll figure something out. He comes back with these two long strings with a beanbag flag attached to it, and pretty much right away, it was a pretty simple concept, but the concept was like swing it around and then just don't hit yourself. And it was flashy. It was like something like you'd think color guard, but just cooler. It was just cooler. And then after a few years of just playing with the beanbag, swapped out the fire, and now pretty much on my WhatsApp status, like when I get the chance, especially in the summer months, I'll be like, hey guys, free fire performance. Free also means, by the way, just clarifying, will perform for food. So if I can eat your party food, then just count me in. Bonfires, beaches, graduation parties.
I remember you did it for a congregation talent show one time.
Oh, it's hilarious, dude.
That was pretty cool. That was like the first time I ever heard or saw, or like, I think you were, how old were you? Probably like 15 or 16. So that's probably 13 or 14.
I started younger. I think now that I'm
But
more
by that point, like, I think you were 15 or 16.
Oh, yeah.
This was like probably back in, I think it was Easter.
Ways to impress your girlfriend. That
He can throw literal fire.
Back in the day, yeah. I forget what I do remember as day at that point. I was like, oh, check this out, you know. So it was the thing to do. Since then I really they changed the way it worked. So it used to be that it wrapped around your hand and you were like totally tied in. But now they like swapped out each end. So there's a ball I hold that connects to the fireball, right? And you can now release and catch it.
Okay, so that kind of probably adds to the show. I haven't seen that.
Well, yeah, and what we used to do for fire swinging was it used to be a stainless steel chain link, and it was heavy. It was so heavy that if you missed the catch, and like so say I throw it up in the air and it orbits, it comes back down, and it's around where my hand is. Mm-hmm. If the chain is caught before the ball on the other end, it physically hurt. And it would also transfer heat. So if I grabbed the chain too close to the fireball, I'd either get seared or it would like physically like bludgeon part of your hand. You don't even know until you get like, oh, it hurt. Now they have something called an ultra knob, which is a super plastic plushy light 'em up thing on the other end. And they have a string called Technora. And it's a super flame resistant material that you could get a whole year's worth of usage out of before even needing to replace them. And I just basically soak two really, really large, they call it a monkey ball, the type of weave it has, in some kerosene. I get a light for about 7 minutes. Okay. So yeah, I'm a year two. You could say I'm year two in actually doing it regularly. So I got to go out to like maybe like 7 to 9 parties. I don't know if I should count my own house. But actually getting asked to go outside of that.
So like actually perform for
actually perform for people outside, like 7 to 9 for last summer, which was
probably always
really cool.
You know, lights the party on fire.
I only burned 3 buildings. Anyone want me?
I'm only a partial hazard with the fire department.
Yeah, it really depends. I think as long as I like you, you know, your house could stay. No. So far no burns. Actually, I only got burned once too. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, it wasn't. Oh, sorry. Someone texted me. I got distracted. You're good. No, yeah, and it was like on my left bicep at one of the parties, but it wasn't enough. It's actually like fully healed. So so far, no permanent burns. Yeah,
that's always a positive.
Yeah. I don't want to brag, but I don't hurt myself that often.
All right. Well, this was a fun conversation.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me over to the podcast.
Of course. Thanks for coming on.
Brought some serious fun to the occasion.
We've had some fun.
Yeah,
I think we had quite a few laughs this episode.
I would say so. There's a lot to talk about, so I feel like that was an easy one with you, Brandon. So thank you for the meaty invite. This is really cool. Good job at setting up your own podcast, and happy to be here for episode 2. We'll have you on sometime. Yeah, when you get your 1 million followers, I want to hear that same line. I'm gonna buy you a boat. How about that? Oh, done. Right. I'm sign that. We'll fish together one day. Yeah. with whoever your wife is, who has like brought her own tackle box from the previous conversation.
She's gonna be like, I listened to episode 2,
Yeah.
and this is gonna be like 5 years in the future or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's impressive.
Once I heard episode 2, I just had to have him. No, dude, it was a lot of fun, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right.
All
I'll
right.
be posting this pretty soon. I'll see you guys next week.